Last wife, before she passed away, what did she say?
She was, normally in the morning I want to feed her with porridge and all that. And it was just so happened that the nurse that's allocated to our case here would come in the morning and said, "Can't you see she's dying? Do you want us to take her to the hospital or let her die here?" I said, "Let her die here." I had her in my arm and then she said to me, I love you. Then she was gone. She meant what she said, I'm sure. And then she was gone. So what she has done, the villa was given to her son. I'm glad about that. I didn't want her money. I wanted my money back that I put into these houses. And she had then given me 3 full shares in those 10 houses that we had. I got 3 full shares because I had the half share in all 10. And that was all I had at that time. No, I had another house in Lithgow. So I had still another house there. And I later on sold, there was 2 houses they had them. But I never got anything off the villa that she had in New South Wales. She had this big, huge villa with 19 rooms, 4 garages, 2 garages, they can accommodate 4 cars. She had a priest cottage and the hall where the mess was served. That was all attached to this house. And 19 bedrooms. And I maintained all that. It was a lot of work for me. And I got nothing of that. And in England, I got nothing of the 6 houses. They were in the process of being sold and already, but some were sold, some were not. So I didn't get any money. She gave me, I think, $280,000. That's all. That's all I got out of that. And the legal costs were so high. I didn't have to pay. She paid it with over $3.5 million. The legal costs. It's just ridiculous. No, I wasn't after money. No. In the end, I just wanted my freedom back. But then I struggled, and it was good to see me struggle. But one experience I've had, when I looked after a young lady that I picked up on the street because she was smoking there, I had to talk with her. I found she was homeless. So I took her in the car, dropped her off 500 meters further where I had my house that I was going to sell. He said, "You can stay here. Don't make any trouble. Just stay there." And I put her down. I made sure she had the blankets and all that there, and even gave some money for food. See, these people get about $330 a week. Yeah, she was smoking now, and not only smoking, she was using petrol, a bottle like your lemonade, but full of petrol. Every now and then she had a zip. Yeah, and that was a big problem because the smell in there. When I came, I couldn't have it. But she was so good with animals because I took her to these various shops when I had to take things to fix this and that up, and she loved animals, and I could see sort of many good qualities on her. But then she was smoking, and then I said to her, because of this petrol smell, I got people coming through the house wanting to buy it. I can't leave you here. I'll put you to another place. You have to pay $200 a week. You get food and accommodation for that. She lasted 2 days in the other place. Then she totally disappeared. And she left the bag behind with some parts for the mobile phone, like charge and all. I brought it to the Fully Aliosa place where she previously has been evicted from. And I know why, because of the petrol sniffing. And she was only 42 or 44, no more. And what happened to her was, in the way I forget
You can finish now.
she was with a friend, probably a lesbian friend, I'm not sure, lady friend. And they bought a house, because she had a good job in the bank before. They bought a house together, and that was then no more possible when they broke up or so, to pay the debts for it, and then the whole thing collapsed, yeah? There could have been more, which I don't know. This poor thing, she left, and she slept under a tree. She showed me, I sleep here. Since they stole my guitar, she said to me, I can't make any more money. extra money. Yeah. All this. I gave her food. I did a lot of things for her. I bought her shoes. I bought her e-food. I did what I could. And then when she disappeared, I would have still helped her. What can I do? Yeah. This sort of situation. She was actually staying in a house where a girl was strangled by a German. It happened the year before. The German, and I heard from my other lady friend who looked into the paper and investigated, a 78-year lady friend, there was a sexual drama going on, playing of some sort. And he strangled her. They played that strangle thing. And he went too far and she never woke up. You know, people when they're crazy, when they are sexually abnormal, they do weird things. Yeah? He strangled her, so I was told. And then she didn't wake up, and then he took her $3,000 away and tried to disappear, but the police caught him. He's now in jail. Yeah? And that's what happened in this very house that I just talked about that I want to sell. Tell you what, the things that are...
But young people, they really like this kind of BDSM things, you know. You know, they strangle or they do
weird things.
Because they enjoy it.
Horrible.
Why?
Horrible, yeah, I don't know. People are weird. Oh, I struggled. I went down every day, 16 kilometers with my car, fixing houses, doing this, doing that. Yes, I got a lot of rent. When I first came here to China, I could buy anything in Washington, and I did. I had enough money.
And now you're totally...
That's interesting. Today I'm not too bad. I'm at about 200 RMB.
Yes.
It's a lot. Normally I have 20 RMB in my pocket or less.
But you are free, Norbert.
Yeah, I have enough.
Your spirit now is fully free.
Yeah, I have enough. I don't need more money, but...
Yeah. Or maybe I wouldn't say fully free because you are still bonded with with humans, your wife and your children. I mean, you are not fully free.
But I see a good point in my wife.
Yeah. No. What I mean is that, like, there are still certain things that bound you to this earth, like your children, your wives, and maybe your houses.
I have to be, will be very loyal to my wife.
Yes. But you are getting to much freer level. I think you are getting more free, like getting freer and freer.
She allows me a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Because today she did dancing in the building near Lizzie Park. So.
And what would you say to people like me, Norbert? Like, for example, I am very I can be really controlling in the relationship because I have so much jealousy and I have so much insecure feelings, and I don't know how to feel secure in the relationship, that I can feel free and I can also let other person to be free. Like, what should I do? What can I do? How to trust a person fully? Because I feel that I always have this fear that what if they cheat on me? What if they leave me? What if they cheat on me?
Put an ad in the paper and talk about the qualities that you want in a man. Like, you don't mind me be religious.
Yeah.
I tolerate your religion, whatever it is, as long as you're sincere with it.
Yeah.
And I would like somebody who understands we need to sometimes be good to others, help, bit of charity work.
Yeah.
And we can do it together at first. Yeah. That's what I want. I want somebody who looks at humanity in their need. And you actually in a good position because you speak Turkish and you speak English and Chinese. You are actually qualified as a foreign aid person in the Middle East or something. So you could do any of these works, Caritas or something, with this other person. So You need to itemize what you are willing to do. You can also say, yes, I would be willing to be in Australia or New Zealand and even teach people. You could teach Chinese, couldn't you? If you had to. I can teach Chinese, I could teach Turkish. I would do that, but I also would work on farm, cooking, milking the cow. I would be a farmhand, anything like that. Believe it or not, I've got now a 50-year young lady. She looks good, and she's very good with dancing. She comes to the English corner. I wish I could go back to Australia, she said. She has been there for 6 years. She lived 6 years in a Spanish-speaking country in South America. And she says she always worked and all this, and she had this as a boyfriend. She wasn't married with this. But then something happened and this investment of what collapsed. Yeah? And that's when she left. But she is willing to go back to Australia. And this is the thing, there are people on farms that need somebody. Yeah, but I said to her, why don't you make an ad? She's going to do a helper. And then if you go to the farm, make sure he is a Christian, because then on Sunday you're going to the nearest village and you're linking up with the community and you do something together. If you find somebody who's a genuine Christian, yeah, more security than a normal drifter.
Yeah.
You want to look for somebody who has a religion.
Yeah, that's true.
Sincere, whether it's Buddhism.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't want Islam because it's really not suitable to me.
No, but you could have Buddhism or Christian.
Yeah, but some Christians.
Protestant or Catholic, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, as long as they are not extreme, I think it's okay.
That's right. None of the sects.
Yeah.
It's weird sect. Yeah.
Sect. Yeah.
You can qualify that by saying where your limits are.
Yeah.
And I can't see what. And then pray to God every night. You should get somebody like that. God. See, my son, I'm not telling him don't ever leave your wife. He's a smoker. Yeah. We're not getting on as well as we could with her, but I tolerate her. But my wife, my present wife here, doesn't get on well with her.
I see.
Not too well, but she doesn't get on well with my daughter either. The fault is a bit on both sides. That's the sad thing, and that's why I can't freely go. Otherwise, we could say we're going now to Sydney, we stay there for 4 or 5 weeks. I can do that with my son, but not necessarily with her. Alone I could, but not with my wife. So I'm a little bit stuck here.
Is your wife also controlling?
Not too much, but enough.
Yeah.
But she has it in a good way.
But you can tolerate, right?
Oh, yeah.
So because I also have controlling issues. So maybe there are people who can tolerate.
Oh, yeah. She means well.
Yeah.
My wife means well.
But sometimes I have some toxicity, like jealousy. Is your wife also has jealousy?
Yeah, she did have at one stage with you.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, she got angry with me.
But she changed. She knows that I'm trustworthy.
Yeah, she also knows that I am just your daughter.
Yeah, she knows that I don't do anything like that.
Yes.
So I'm not going out with anybody. I'm absolutely loyal, I can tell you that.
Yes. So actually there are men who can tolerate a little bit jealousy and a little bit controlling. Because we just want to have security.
I would understand.
Yeah.
I'm mature enough to understand.
Yes.
I have learned so much in this life. You wouldn't, if I was younger and I met you in a situation like that, I would love you. I mean, as a husband.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm not younger.
I know.
I still loyal with my wife.
You are like my godfather, and my teacher, and my best friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And I see you as a very valuable human being. because you got a very good heart for others.
Yes.
The way you helped this older lady there and all this, what you did, that's just what I want, a person like that, you know.
Thank you, Norbert.
That's what I like. This is something so precious, a person who cares, a woman who cares for others, yeah. I had an 18-year-old girl for over a year I went with. We never had sex. She was the purest soul that I can think of, Catholic, yeah. And we did all the weddings, golden weddings, silver weddings. She was always in our family, sitting there and all that. And I went with my little car that opened up from the front, the BMW. Went anywhere. I never used her, abused her or anything. And I was just being present to this person was so good. It felt so good. You feel like you have a saint next to you. Yeah, that was already enough, you know, at the time. And because I wouldn't have learned what I have learned now with such a saint next to me. I needed some rough, gutsy type of something.
You needed some life lessons from your wives.
And that's what I think is actually prearranged before we come into this life. And for you, there is already maybe a prearrangement, but you still got to do something. You got to look around for somebody. Do it by mail. Go under these ads, you know, these matchmaker programs, yeah. Because I think you have a lot to give. And do a bit music too. Play this thing, you know.
Yes. Yeah, I'm planning to learn guitar and bass.
Or what I would say, the other thing you should say, I would love to be married in the future with a musician.
Oh yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because I really care about music. Like music is just like a big part of my life.
Please express that.
Yeah.
Music. And on the other side, I would also say I could live on a farm as a farmhand, feeding the animals and do the household, because that would be also a good thing in Australia, for instance.
But I think I'm not sure. Like I don't. Why do you say Australia or New Zealand?
Because Canada is very cold, and I see they have some problems. America has problems. You want to be in a country where there are no problems, which is inwardly stable, politically stable, where the social system works, pension system, and the medical system, which is free, except dentists.
Yes. So you think for me, if I were to move in a country, it would be either Australia or New Zealand?
I think they're both good places, and the trouble is New Zealand more earthquakes.
Oh, that's
go for
not
Australia.
Good.
Tasmania, although it's a bit colder than the mainland, not that much colder, it's also okay.
So Tasmania is better?
Mm-hmm. And you will find Chinese people there. You can talk with them, you go to that church and all this.
Yeah.
And I think you have to build a relationship in the churches.
Yeah.
You meet really good people.
Yeah, I think so.
And
yeah, I think like spirituality and religion always connect you with like-minded people.
And I think...
And much kind-hearted people.
That's what you want. When you have your first child, that'd be good, because... Now be realistic.
And do you think should I have a child, Norbert? Or
if the situation is right, yes. But if not, even if you had a person they couldn't have a child with, if this person is good, stay with him. Yeah. So it is not so important. Love is important. That you're actually caring like a good friend, and you can hug each other, and you can be talking to each other about everything and doing certain things together.
Yes.
Try, because I don't want you to be wasted.
Yeah, right. But do you think child must have like in a marriage?
Child is not necessary if you have a common purpose.
Yeah.
And you do some social work for others.
Yes.
If you don't do any social work and compassion with others for you want to be in touch with other children.
Yeah.
As a kindergarten
teacher,
you could be or something. what it does, if two people have certain differences, stitches them together for the greater good of that child. The child is that extra plus that you focus on,
like
and you get
glue,
some joy on.
yeah.
It's your escape, or not only your commitment, it is it's like a duty of some sort, which you both understand goes before your own selfish needs.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty in a marriage,
Yeah.
that the needs of the child go above your own selfish interests.
Yeah.
And in most cases that's happening. That happened with my father or my mother. And look around, many marriage partners put their child before their own selfish interests. And that's why marriages are an important step for your development.
But at the same time, I feel like instead of like having a child, if two people do social service together,
more to others,
maybe that will be even
more.
more efficient.
Could be, exactly. Therefore, in your ad, you have several options that could be successful. One that you mentioned to a person, you would be seeing the way humanity is now, you'd be willing to work for the common good of humanity, whether it is going to another country and being as an aid, and then the other one is, you could say, I'm willing to work on a farm, even though isolated, provided I can go and on Sunday go and visit a church to meet up with the greater community, once a week, and that does miracles. And I see that happening in villages like in Australia. All the farmers drive to the next, sometimes 30 kilometers, in order to go to a church they like, and where they meet the people. And then they're also good with the neighbors, so it does work, even on the countryside.
Yeah.
And that's something we'd have to use in Australian. A matchmaker goes, international matchmaker, handles that, And you can say which countries you specialize. You say you could live in China, you could live in Australia or New Zealand. You can say that, But you don't want to go to the United States. It's too much crime there, oh God.
Yes.
But the Norwegian countries are good. Sweden, Norway, and Finland, they're also good people, good places. But I'm not sure what the immigration laws are saying, what qualification you need. They're all looking for nurses and stuff like that. This is high in demand. Teachers also, But you continue with your degree. It's never wasted, what you've done there. I would say, if I was writing the essay that you are writing, what about on the land, the people who are not all the time busy with their crop growing and all that? Why can't they have access to certain machinery in their shed and then have a contract with a manufacturer somewhere in a bigger city and produce certain parts with this machine in their free time? And the women could do some sewing things, and that's what you should suggest.
Like community-based,
and
shared resources.
Because nothing is worse when these young people are idle there and have nothing to do, and then they want to go to the nearest city and leave their parents there. Well, when I look in Germany, the farmers were very versatile. They had the workshop, they could do many things in there, and my grandfather was working as a carpenter in one of those farming places. He made all the furniture for us, But the children or the people that are on the land should be given a second opportunity to make money. Take the moment there is not enough farm work, they default back to producing things.
Yeah, that's true.
Selling manure stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you must suggest in your essay.
Yes.
That we're all interactive and active and no laziness, and that these people who do that, their children would be trained to learn mechanics or something, like on a lathe, to turn things. Yeah. They would get courses or even electrical things. So that's the sort of thing that the government, and they will do it because they're sensible here, sponsor the development of the use of the land, but at the same time let them be on the land that they can take over when the parents are gone. This is so important. We need them. They are so important. I think government realized, I looked at the latest developments, then they're talking about more tree planting and stuff like
That's
that,
good, yeah.
and different development in the land. Concentrate on that in your essay, that you employ people on the land and give them skills, yeah, that they have then maybe a factory can sponsor the machine, and not only that your family can use it, that anybody in the village who is unemployed and has the skill can come there and use it also.
Yeah.
So they can make a little hut in the village where these machines are, and then
Everyone can use.
everyone can use it,
Yeah.
and can thereby the part that they make for a factory is then his income as well, his side income.
Yeah, that's great.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
And we had in Australia a hobby shop for elderly. Yeah, that was so good. They had these machines there, and they could do all this. I liked it.
Yes, I think I also like to do. I think I want to learn how to make like jewelry, and also I want to learn how to make clothes, like like dressing.
With a sewing machine.
Sewing machine, yeah.
So they need to be taught, and then encouraged to do it, and they can have like an independent house in the village where they can then come. And this way the burden is not left to one farmer alone, but it's shared.
Everyone is shared.
This come up with such ideas, how you make the whole nation more productive and interactive at the same time.
Yeah.
Something like that you got to write. I think we have to go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I realize. So sorry for that.